I was immediately concerned, Suleiman, when I saw the raid because it seemed coordinated. My first instinct that something was going wrong was like, why are all of these journalists ready with cameras? Why are they at the scene ready to go? It seemed to me that there was some type of coordination between media, prosecution, DICOT. I don't know what it was. That did not seem normal to me. Your thoughts?
I completely agree. I mean, the journalists were ready. The high definition cameras were ready. There was even a scene where the van moves with the Tates inside, and the doors open just so the journalists can get a shot. I mean, that's just an example of everyone working together for a common goal, and we've seen that. I mean, this is not new to Andrew Tate. We saw it with various other people like Kim.com and so on and so forth. But yeah, this is essentially the way they do things, and it is an incestuous relationship.
Yeah, which is deeply problematic because if there's that type of coordination just on that, what are they coordinating on beyond that? You had mentioned, I saw you in an interview, mentioned something about leaks from the prosecution to the press. Do you have any details about what was leaked? And if you've seen those leaks, what does that tell you about what they actually have or don't have on the Tates?
Yes, there's been a significant amount of leaks. And again, that goes to your point about these people working together. So this is coming from the prosecution, it's going to journalists, and it's going to media. What's been leaked is this. There's conversations on WhatsApp between Andrew Tate and the women. And that's what's being leaked. But the problem with the leaks is this. First of all, they don't demonstrate the things that they're being accused of, which is human trafficking. And the second thing is this. The leaks are basically snippets of conversations. So this is the argument that Andrew Tate made in one of the in court was, why not provide all the statements in context? So provide all the text message, all the WhatsApps, and the prosecutor refused to include the entirety of the conversations and merely leaked that to the press. Now, an important point to note is people thought that because there's a new leak that came out yesterday, and in that leak, what happens is the Tates are saying that the entirety of WhatsApp shouldn't be included in the evidence for the prosecution. But that's a fair legal argument because legally, if someone's recording you without your consent in certain states in the United States, that would not be acceptable and that wouldn't be allowed in the court. In certain states, it is. And now this is based on a wiretap. So that's just a fair legal argument to make. But what he was saying was based on a legal argument, it shouldn't be. But if you are going to put it in, put all of it in. Don't put snippets in.
So is this similar to what we saw with the Vice documentary where you saw exchanges, but you only saw certain snippets? You didn't see you heard those voice memos, but you didn't hear what the girls had said to him. You only heard what he had said. Some were saying it sounded like AI. I don't know. But you didn't hear a collaborative conversation. You heard a one-sided conversation. Is that a similar thing that you're saying in terms of the leaks that came through the press?
It is a similar thing, and they did that because, and with the Vice piece, before I even read the article, I knew that that's what they were going to do. Mm-hmm. So always know that's what journalists are going to do. When they take someone down, they're never going to put the other side in. So before I even read the article and before I even refuted it, I knew that's what they were going to do, and that's what they did with the voice notes. I don't believe it was AI. I just believe that what happened was they didn't put Tate's conversation in there. Agreed. And the second thing is with the text, and then that was proven by the text messages because again, the text messages were one-sided, and that's an article. And then it's only in the documentary that you saw a scenario where it was just put on the screen for 1 or 2 seconds. And it was only because of avid Tate fans who saw it and then took screenshots and then put it online that everyone saw that there was consent.
Have you seen the judicial document or the DICOT report?
I've seen both DICOT reports. I've also seen the initial judicial document, which was a 9-page document, for the reason of why the judge decided to remand in the first place. And I've also seen the appeal judicial document that was leaked yesterday.
Okay, so is there any evidence in there for you that you saw that would justify them being detained or that would suggest guilt of the allegations that they're being, I can't even say charged because there's no charges, but you know what I mean. Is there anything in there that you could speak to that could justify what's going on?
No, I would say the opposite. Whenever I read these documents, the minimal amount of evidence that's in there, it just exonerates them. it shows the opposite. So let me just give you an example. It just in the leak yesterday, so I've not looked at it deeply. I had a quick look at it before I came on your show. So basically, as an example, one of the claims is that he's human trafficking. But in there's basically a financial arrangement between him and the women. This is the statement of the women, by the way, not his statement. So this is the statement of the women, so the statement of the prosecution. And they say that, guess what? The cut was this. The woman received 50%, Andrew Tate received 25%, and Luana received 25%. That means the woman was receiving double of what Andrew Tate was receiving. How is that extortion? How is that human trafficking? That does not meet the definition of human trafficking whatsoever.
And it's interesting. So, I mean, if this is in the reports, then the powers that be in the legal system have seen this stuff, correct? So again, what is the justification? I mean, I don't see how someone's mind can't go to that there's something shady going on here. If this is right there in the document, in the report, is there any other explanation for what could be going on other than that something here is just dark? I mean, I just don't understand based on what you're saying.
I do think that there's something shady going on. I in my view, and this is just my opinion, I think that it's just they've decided that they were going to take him out. They decided that they wanted to prosecute him, and I already think that they've already decided they want to convict him. I actually think it's just a predetermined decision, and now they're trying to find evidence to justify that decision, but the evidence just doesn't mount up. I would say, and I would say that the evidence doesn't even mount up to even win a civil case, which is based on balance of probability. So just for your view, it's like 51% chance that could happen. So never mind beyond reasonable doubt. I just think this evidence just does not show that. We can later, evidence may come out that that's the case. But right now, if we assume that these leaks and these things that we're seeing is the strongest evidence, it definitely doesn't meet the standards.
If you like the short clip and want to watch the full episode, click here. And if you want to connect with me one-on-one on Connect, you're going to click right here. Let's get to talking.